Welcome back. You're watching To The Point, and we're discussing the Congress Party and the Trinamool Congress's attitude to Parliament. Ashwini Kumar, I don't know how seriously you take newspaper editorials, but the Hindu, the Business Standard, the Economic Times, the Tribune, the Asian Age and the Indian Express have all criticized Congress's attitude to Parliament. The Business Standard calls it irresponsible. The Express says Congress is embarrassing itself as well as Jawaharlal Nehru. Does this spate of press criticism worry you?
Well, we have read the editorials. We have taken note of the views expressed by leading newspapers. But let me tell you this, Karan. When political parties are up against an issue which they feel they must take in national interest, they do so regardless of what is written in the papers. And over time, we have seen newspapers and media change their perception. We will be able to persuade them over time. We want our perspectives to come out through the media to the people, and that is why we debate on your programs. I want to make one point. Unfortunately, Mr. Chandan Mitra is not here, but I think it is my duty and my right to put on record my strong protest at the language that he used. I had expected from an editor at least civil and civilized discourse, even if it is without any substance. So every time somebody has a point, has to say something which is totally without substance, you want to buttress it by pomposity verging on rudeness of the worst order. I didn't expect that at your show. I think you should have stopped him. You didn't, so it has left to me to stop him.
Well,
one of the points you made,
I do believe my guests have the right to use whatever simile, metaphor, adjective they want to characterize political leaders. And secondly, I do believe that political leaders should have a thick enough skin to accept being called a Maharani or a queen. It's not necessarily an insult, by the way. It's not an insult.
An excuse to defame people and to put them to humiliation. I don't think that is right.
I don't think someone is humiliated when they are called a queen or a Maharani, but maybe you and I have a different view about queens and Maharanis. Shaukat Roy, today the Prime Minister pleaded with the opposition to let Parliament function. Now I'm talking to Shaukat Roy now. Mr. Kumar, this is not a dispute between you and me over the use of the English language. Let's accept people have a right to use what metaphor and simile they want. It's a democratic right that I extend to my guests. I would extend it to you as well if you wanted to use a particular metaphor to characterize either Mr. Modi or Mr. Jaitley.
Yes, I want to, but you're not giving me a chance.
Well, hang on a second. I've given you a chance to make the point. I now want to go to my other guests who are waiting for their chance.
You haven't. You keep speaking when your guests are speaking. So that only your voice is heard.
Only because you were berating me for not having stopped Chandan from using a particular phrase to refer to Mrs. Gandhi. That's when I interrupted you.
I'm exercising my right as a guest. I'm sorry. I'm exercising my right as a guest. You said the case could not be reopened because it was not closed. One ED chooses not to register a case, it is as good as not being pursued. The other ED comes, he chooses to
made that point.
Chooses to proceed
you made
with the
that
case
point, and I pursued that point with Chandan Mitra. So I think you're forgetting. You made the point, and I pursued it on your behalf with Chandan Mitra before the break, at some length, by the way.
Yeah, but you keep saying it was not reopened because it was not closed.
Mr. Kumar, can we move on, please, with your permission?
Yeah.
Shaukat Roy, today the Prime Minister pleaded with the opposition to let Parliament function because a variety of bills are stalled. Doesn't the opposition have a duty to the country to ensure that legislation is passed? And if it's not passed because you're holding it up, aren't you letting India down?
No. No. Where did the Prime Minister make the appeal?
On television, by tweets, I believe.
Make that appeal?
By tweets on television. That's how he communicates with the country. And I believe it was also in an interview to Dainik Jagran as well. So on both occasions.
Yesterday, what I felt, no, but what I want to say, Mr. Thapar, that the Prime Minister was present throughout Wednesday, that is yesterday when the House was being. He could have stood up and made a statement, and that would have brought a lot of calm to the House. Now, the Prime Minister has every right to appeal, but his appeal should be made on the floor of the Lok Sabha, of which he is the leader, or on the Rajya Sabha? Why does he make it outside? When he is in the Lok Sabha, why doesn't he stand up and say that I have something to appeal to everybody?
Let me put
I'm sure that would have
Let me
had
put
an
your
effect.
point to Chandan Mitra, because
But
it's a good point.
Let me again tell you,
So I'm running out of time. I want Chandan to respond to your point because it's a good point you've made. Chandan Mitra, what you're hearing Shaukat Roy say is that if the Prime Minister wants to make an appeal to the opposition, do it on the floor of the House. As he said, it would have had a very calming impact on the House. But he didn't do it. He either chooses to speak through tweets or through newspaper interviews. Why not speak on the floor of the House when you're the leader of the Lok Sabha anyway?
Why, Karan? May I ask Shaukat Roy, is the Congress party disrupting the House on an issue that does not concern the government and does not involve the two houses of parliament at all? What has parliament got to do if a judge of a minor court, according to Shaukat Roy, summons a great leader of a great party? What can parliament do about it? And what should the Prime Minister appeal to the opposition, saying that yes, he has agreed, we have nothing to do with it.
Fair.
But, please, what is this? What is the meaning of this? Is this democracy?
Pinaki Mishra, as someone who belongs neither to the BJP alliance nor the Congress alliance,
who is talking of democracy?
Make this appeal yesterday when he was present in the House?
Pinaki Mishra, on this critical point, and it will have to be the last question because we're running out of time, should the Prime Minister have taken that bit of advice from Shaukat Roy and made an appeal on the floor of the House for calm, for debate, for legislation to be passed? Did the Prime Minister, by not doing so, lose a critical opportunity to calm the temperature in the House?
No.
Just one quick word before that.
Very quickly, because I'm out of time.
The Congress spokesperson says that they're agitating in the national interest. I don't understand how two private individuals being summoned by a trial court is in the national interest.
Now please answer my question because I'm out of time.
But yes, the Prime Minister should. Yes, the Prime Minister should come to the floor of the House, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference. I can tell you that. The Congress party was determined to, to create a ruckus anyway.
Absolutely.
But this is very interesting. You do believe that the effort by the Prime Minister should be made even if it proves futile?
Yes. Of course. Of course he must. He must communicate through the House. When the House is in session, he must make any appeal. Can't be made on Twitter. It must be made on the floor of the House.
Very quickly, Ashwini Kumar, are you going to continue this disruption, as some people believe, till the 19th, the day the two Gandhis are summoned? I mean, are we going to see no functioning of Parliament for another 8 days? A quick answer, because I'm out of time.
Well, I don't think I can give you that answer today, but I can tell you something, that as long as the attitude of this government, which is one of intimidation and intolerance in the extreme, continues, I think there's very little hope of cooperation. We want to cooperate with the government. We want to pass the bills. We want to pass bills in national interest. But please, for heaven's sake, give us a window and treat us with respect and show some reciprocity.
That, for many, will be a sobering note on which to end, because it suggests that the impasse between the government and the opposition is almost implacable at the moment, and it does look as if the next few days in Parliament will be much like the last few. Nothing is going to happen. My thanks to all my guests for joining me, and my apologies if Dr. Roy misunderstood me earlier, but I was simply pointing out that the Rajya Sabha had functioned. I wasn't commenting on his claim about the Lok Sabha. Goodbye. Good night.
Let's talk about the thick blanket of smog that continues to trouble residents in the national capital, which has also become a major hazard for health as well. The polluted air that penetrates deep into the respiratory tract and cause harm to the lungs.
The winters are upon us. Time to take out your sweater jackets and, in my case, cap. In fact, my colleague Rohit has already started knitting. Now, Sony smartphones, I really like them, because they have their own design philosophy.